Hello, MFTS family. I'm over here playing with this lighting for this video. But I definitely am excited about making this first series for you guys. And we're going to title it Helping Our Children Solve Their Problems. Again, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you have joined us, that you have decided to kind of walk this walk with us as we go through this journey of growing and really developing into an amazing company that will provide you with skills and techniques and tools that you can use in everyday life for your personal, for your children, and for work. Again, my name is Pearl Laughlin, and I will be facilitating this particular session for our parenting series. We are not sure how many sessions it's going to be, but based on the feedback and based on the needs that my friends are having and that I kind of experience as I'm going about, we're gonna create as we go. So this first session is helping our children solve their problems. How do we help our children solve their problems? How do you solve your problems? Maybe these skills will help you in solving your problems as well as helping you help your children solve their problems. I am definitely a parent of a 10-year-old, and I am going to say, with all my experience in education, adolescence is really doing a number on me. I really much prefer kids birth through 8. That's my expertise. But I'm definitely growing and learning about this stage of development within my child's life. And so it's becoming a great experience. So we are definitely in the stage where we are working on how we're solving our problems and how we are going to figure out how to manage problems as they come. So, let's just dive in. How are we going to help our children solve their problems? We're going to develop some foundational skills that they can kind of use, and you guys can continue to do as problems come. And if they are effective and these skills are working, please submit a comment, like, and share this with your friends, because we are here to just help and encourage and strengthen, because parenting is definitely the best and worst job we could ever have. And so we need all the help we can get. We cannot do it alone. It definitely takes a village. And so I am here to join your village. Thank you for joining my village. And I want to make sure that you guys all feel a part of what we're trying to do as we just enhance and provide skills for growth, for parenting, for your children, being an advocate for your children, and all of those things. So let's dive in, as I have overtalked. Let's dive into helping your child solve their problems. Hello, and welcome to A Parent's Guide to Helping Your Child Solve Their Problems. An adult's job is to help the children remain focused on the problem-solving process. Step 1 is to gather data. Collect information about events and feelings. Okay, so welcome back. Gathering data is the first step in helping our children solve their problems. Collecting information about the events and their feelings is important. Even if it's somebody else's fault, we don't want to place blame on the child, even if we think it's their fault. So here are some questions that we can really help our children and guide their answers and their responses. So the first one is, what happened? The second one is, how do you feel? The third one would be, how did your friend feel? What did your friend do? How do you feel when your friend did this? And what happened then? So you want to ask these questions that really are going to guide them into how they can explain the situation and what happened, because it's very important for them to clearly express what the problem is, so you can kind of really help them and guide them into solving that particular problem. Step 2, state the problem clearly. It is easier for children to solve a problem if they have a clear understanding of it. Stating the problem clearly is next. As it says in the slide, it is easier for children to solve their problems if they have a clear understanding of it. So we want to state the problem in the terms that will meet both of the children's needs, right? So you can either use your own approach or you can use this approach. I have some suggestions. So here's one, right? You want to blank and your friend wants to blank. what can you do so that both of you can be happy? We often have those conversations. So when we're even talking to our friends, right? You want to do this and he wants to do that. So where's the happy medium? But we can't say the happy medium to our child who's 10 or 11 because they don't understand what that means. So clearly expressing, you want to do this with your friend and your friend wants to do this. What can you do to make you both happy? That's an easy way to really make it so that they have a level of understanding.
Step 3, generate many ideas. Go for quantity.
So let's start by generating many ideas, right? Now that we've collected data and we know the problem, let's work on generating ideas. So as the slide says, let's go for quantity. So you want to write down all the ideas just so you don't forget them, and encourage your child to even suggest sillier ones just so that we can have everything written down. So you want to write them all down, and then you're going to evaluate them later because it stops the creative process. So if we're going to write them down and then evaluate them at that moment, our creativity is going to go out the window because we have to think too much, right? So let's encourage them to really have different ideas. If your child offers a similar idea to one that they already mentioned, go ahead and encourage them to do that. Or ask them something different, like, okay, so this is like this idea. What do you think we could do differently? For example, like hitting, punching, and biting are all hurting ideas. We don't want to be aggressive in our behavior. So what is something different? You also want to avoid criticizing the ideas. So if a child offers an idea that you don't like, it doesn't mean that we want to criticize it. We want to help them evaluate it in the next step. So it could be a crazy idea, but we are here to help them evaluate it, not to criticize their ideas. And we want to make sure we're going to review the problem frequently. So it's easy for kids and even for myself to kind of wander off into another problem. So for example, if they wander, you're going to say, yes, that's a problem too. But right now we are looking for ways to solve this problem. When you're done, we can talk about the other problems that you have, because that allows us to jump right back in and to remain focused and to circle back, as we like to say, into what the real problem is. And the last one is you want to make sure you focus on the child's idea. So resist the temptation to add your own. It's not about you. It's about them and what they want to do and what they need to do. So they have to take ownership of that.
Step 4, evaluate these ideas. 1, consider all the ideas. 2, the purpose is to help children distinguish between good and poor ideas. And 3, look at the consequences of all of these ideas.
Okay, so next let's evaluate these ideas. Now that we have our list, we are going to consider all the ideas because the purpose is to help our child to distinguish what is a good idea and a poor idea, and look at all the consequences of these ideas, because there's a consequence for every action, whether it be good or bad. So encourage your child to consider the question, what might happen if you did this? How would so-and-so feel if you? Is this a win-win alternative? Will the idea work for everybody that's involved? If no idea is acceptable, ask your children to make more. Sometimes we have none that will work, and we have to keep going and keep pressing. And that is often a struggle that we have with our children. We want to solve their problems and with the ideas that we know with all of our experience in life, but they only have a limited amount. So allow them to really dive into this process.
Step 5, ask for a decision. List the alternatives and ask the children for a decision.
So now that we have evaluated our ideas, we are going to ask for a decision. So we're going to help our children list the alternatives and ask the children to make a decision. You want to remember to include every idea, even the ones that you do not like. It is their decision to make. It is based on their ideas. It is based on how they evaluated which ideas will work. Allow them the opportunity to really, really own this problem and own the solving of this problem.
Next, you want to help the children plan. Plan implementation of the problem. Help them plan how to implement their idea.
So they have made the decision on the idea that they're going to do. So now it's time to implement the plan. Let's see if it works, right? How are they going to implement the plan? So what do they need to do first? What children do they need? What permissions do they need to help cooperate? These are questions that you want to make sure you are guiding them with and answering when you are creating this plan of implementation. And how are you going to implement this plan and this idea? These are times when we really give them the step by steps. What needs to happen first? What do you think is going to happen? What's going to be your response? And just kind of see what they come up with, because they are capable of doing it. 100% capable.
And last but definitely not least, evaluate the plan. So decide on a time to evaluate the plan.
Okay, last but not least, now we are at the evaluating the plan stage. Did the plan work? Let's see what happened. And if the plan didn't work, we have to circle back and do the process all over again. And if the plan did work, yes, success in our first problem solving situation. Excellent job. Make sure you congratulate your child so that they know that they worked hard and they did the work, and this is the result of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us in this channel. And I hope that you enjoyed this one series of helping children solve their problems, because I have enjoyed giving you these tips and tools that I have utilized when helping my child solve her problems. And forgive me for looking everywhere. I have notes, and when I'm thinking, like I said before, my mind goes crazy. Again, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and share this channel with your friends and family. Thank you.
And with that, we have helped our children in the problem solving process. Remember, problem solving can be difficult, but it is definitely achievable. When your child's problem solving idea is successful, celebrate their success in finding a solution. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel.